Good day, Philippines. I'm Christian Joseph Policarpio,
I'm Dorina Ebreo, and we are your main anchors for today.
live from Santa Maria, Bulacan. This is ABM News.
January 21, 2021 at 8:23 p.m., a magnitude 7.1 hits the depth of 116 kilometers of the coast of Jose Abad Santos town. The region experienced slight to moderate ground shaking. Intensity 5 was felt in General Santos City and Kiamba, Sarangani. Intensity 4 was felt in Davao City, parts of General Santos City, Alabang, Sarangani, Coronadal City, and South Cotabato. Intensity 3 was felt in Kidapawan, Bislig, Surigao del Sur, Gingoog, Misamis Oriental. Intensity 2 was recorded in Cagayan de Oro, Surigao City, Surigao del Norte, and Borongan in eastern Samar, while Intensity 1 was lagged in at Balogan, Samar. There was a total of 18 tremors ranging from magnitude 3.2 and 4.2 in Zamboanga City. These strong earthquakes triggered initially a tsunami alert of possible waves up to 0.2 to 1 meter for some coasts of the Philippines, but fortunately, only minor waves up to 5 centimeters occurred and the alert was lifted. This is Andrea reporting from ABM News.
Thank you, Andrea. A powerful 7.3 magnitude earthquake struck off Indonesia's eastern coast on Tuesday, according to the United States Geological Survey, prompting people in nearby towns to run into streets and seek higher ground. The quake hit 112 kilometers north of Maumere on Indonesia's Flores Island. The USGS said it struck at a depth of 18.5 kilometers in the Flores Sea at 10:20 a.m. Based on the preliminary earthquake parameters, the US-based Pacific Tsunami Warning Center said that the hazardous tsunami waves are possible for coasts located within 1,000 kilometers of the earthquake epicenter. Maumere is the capital city of Sika and the second largest town on Flores with a population of about 90,000 people. Indonesia sits on the Ring of Fire, a band around the Pacific Ocean that sets off frequent earthquakes and volcanic activity. One of the most seismically active zones on the planet, stretches from Japan and Indonesia on one side of Pacific all the way across to California and South America. In December 1992, a 7.8 magnitude earthquake and tsunami hit Flores Island, killing 2,000 people. Leonard Aguilar reporting for ABM News.
Thank you, Andrea and Leonard, for that reported news. And now let's hear Joffrey for the volcanic eruption.
The world's largest volcanic eruption to happen in the past 100 years was the June 15, 1991 eruption of Mount Pinatubo in the Philippines. Bursts of gas charges magma explode into umbrella ash cloud. Hot flows of gas and ash descended the volcano flank and lahar swept down valley. Huge pyroclastic flows rolled down the flank of Pinatubo, filling once deep valley in the with fresh volcanic deposit as much 200 meters thick. The eruption removed too much magma and rock flow beneath the volcanic that the summit collapsed to form a small caldera 2.5 km across. Impact of eruptions. Fortunately, scientists from the Philippines Institute Volcanology and Seismology and the U.S. Geological Survey had forecast Pinatubo 1991 climatic eruption, resulting in the savings of at least 5,000 lives and at least $250 million in property. Commercial aircraft were warned about the hazard of the ash cloud from June 15 eruption and most avoided it, but a number of jets flying far to the west of Philippines encountered ash and sustained about $100 million in damage. Although much equipment was successfully protected, structures on the two largest U.S. military bases in the public, Clark Air Base and Subic Bay Naval Station, were heavily damaged by ash from the volcanic climatic eruption. This is Geoffrey J. Laurenciana reporting from ABM News.
Thank you, Geoffrey. Let's continue on with the live interview with the victims of the eruption. Ricardo?
Nandito po kami ngayon sa pinangyarihan ng pagputok ng Bulkang Taal at ito po ang isa sa ating mga biktima, si Rachel Doso. Nasaan kayo nung naganap ang pangyayari?
Bago pa po pumutok yung Taal, ilang beses na rin naman pong nagbigay ng anunsyo yung LGU na kailangan na po namin lumikas. So, I think nung alert level 4 ba, may alert level po kasi na tinatawag. So, nung alert level, I think 4, dahil kailangan na mag-evacuate, dali-dali na po kami umalis ng bahay. Sinama na nga rin po namin yung aso namin. Kasi nga po, para na lang din po sa safety ng lahat ng nasa residensya namin.
Sino-sino po ang kasama niya sa bahay nung kasalukuyan nangyayari ang pagputok ng bulkan?
Kami lang naman po talaga ng asawa ko, tsaka po tong aso namin si Teddy. So,
Anong ginawa niyong aksyon nung nangyayari?
yun, bago pa po talaga tumaas yung alert level, nakahanda na po yung mga gamit namin. Nakakausap na rin po kami ng mga kamag-anak namin kung saan kami pwedeng makitira. In case nga po na pumutok na po talaga.
Ano po ang kalagayan niyo ngayon?
Sa totoo lang po, isa po kami sa mga swerte na nakalikas agad. Alam ko po, marami pa rin po yung pinili na maiwan doon sa lugar na yun. Siguro po dahil may mga alaga rin po na hindi basta maiwan, pero sa ngayon po, sa totoo lang, buti naman po, yun nga po, isa po kami sa mga masaswerte na nakalikas agad.
Salamat po sa inyong kooperasyon at ako muli, si Ricardo.
Thank you, Ricardo. We are hoping for a continued recovery for them. Now let's have Carl Jethro to demonstrate the necessities that our safety kits should contain if we are located near volcanoes.
Hi, my name is Carl Jethro de Rapera, and ngayon, ipe-present ko sa inyo ang mga survival kit and tips na kailangan nyo pag naka-evacuate na kayo sa volcanic eruption. Unang kailangan nyo ay first aid kit. Napaka-importante ng first aid kit na tulad ng band-aid pag nagkasugat kayo habang may nagtutulakan sa evacuation or may natamaan may mga bakal, kailangan nyo yan. Tapos next naman, gasa and cotton balls. Kailangan nyo to pag malaking sugat nyo. Ito, importante to. And next naman, yung sa may mga asthma dyan, kailangan nyo ng gamot. And face mask na rin para ligtas kayo sa hindi kayo magka-allergy sa ash fall. And next, kailangan nyo ng goggles for eye protection. Kahit yung goggles na pang swimming, pwede na rin yun basta kaprotektahan yung inyong mata. And next, ganoon naman tayo pag naka-evacuate na kayo. Ang kailangan natin, importante, tubig. You need to stay hydrated. And next, towels, clothes, and blankets. And ito, isa rin itong kailangan nyo, kape. Kasi yung iba hindi makakatulog at kailangan nilang maging alerto. Kailangan nyo maging alerto sa kung ano namang mangyaring susunod. And kailangan nyo ng kape pang pagising. And ito rin, kailangan din to, radio. Ang importante ito para malaman mo kung ano namang nangyayari sa inyong barangay or city. And yun lang po. Thank you po. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Carl. For our Typhoon News update, we will hear from Charm.
Thank you, CJ. Typhoon Yolanda, internationally known as Haiyan, was one of the strongest storms even recorded, with wind speeds of more than 300 kilometers per hour and storm surge of over 4 meters. The typhoon made its first landfall in the Philippines on 8 November 2013 and crossed the central part of the country, severely affecting more than 170 cities and municipalities in 14 provinces across 6 regions found within a 100-kilometer storm track. The typhoon caused widespread flooding and landslides, which brought about thousands of deaths and unprecedented damage to the affecting areas. All through, rescue and relief operations were underway by 9 November 2013. Most places remained isolated and without aid for a day due to impassive roads, widespread power outrage, and damaged communication and transportation facilities. Alongside government efforts, local and internationally organizations and volunteers came together to extend assistance to the survivors of Typhoon Yolanda and took part in what would be one of the greatest concern relief and recovery efforts witnessed in recent history. This is Charm reporting from ABM News.
For another news today, Super Typhoon Ray slammed into the southeastern part of the Philippines on Thursday, bringing heavy rains and floods that displaced thousands over a large area. At least 17 people were killed, but the death toll was expected to rise. The typhoon, the 15th major weather disturbance to hit the country this year, intensified rapidly in the morning and was classified as a super typhoon, with sustained winds of 120 miles per hour near the center and got off up to 168 miles per hour. The Coast Guard said the situation in the south was dire, with rescuers reporting taking a baby to safety using a plastic basin. They also use rubber boats to ferry people to safety as the water quickly rose in Cagayan de Oro, a city of 730,000 on Mindanao Island that is bisected by a major river system. The Office of Civil Defense in Manila said that nearly 100,000 people in several regions had been moved to safer grounds. Communications were disturbed in many areas, making it hard to immediately assess the situation. The storm was menacing the lower parts of the Visayas, one of the Philippines' 3 main island groups. It was forecast to exit into the South China Sea by Saturday. This is IC reporting from ABM News. Back to you, Lorene.
Thank you, Charm and IC. We're live again for the interview of the typhoon victims with Ricardo.
Nandito po kami ngayon sa pinangyarihan ng bagyong Odette at kakausapin po namin ang isa sa mga nasalanta ng bagyong Odette. Ito po si Richmond Tidoso. Nasaan kayo nung naganap ang pangyayari?
Sa bahay mo namin sa Siargao.
Sino-sino po kayo nung nangyayari ng bagyo? Sino-sino po kayo nasa bahay mo?
Ito ang anak ko, tapos yung misis ko, Kaso ang problema, sa sobrang baha, ang una kong nilisan, yung anak ko, ngayon dito namin nakikita ang misis ko.
Anong ginawa niyong aksyon nung bumabagyo po?
Lumabas na muna talaga kami ng bahay at yung isa, kinuha yung mga gamit namin. Pero hanggang ngayon, wala pa siya dito sa shelter.
Pero saan po kayo nag-evacuate nung bumabagyo po?
Dito sa may port sa barangay kasi doon daw po ang takbuhan ng mga tao.
Ano naman po ang kalagayan niyo ngayon? Ayos lang po ba kayo? Hirap pa rin po ba kayo?
Hirap, sa totoo lang, hirap. Siyempre, binaha. Malamang pagkatapos nito, pupunta sa mga kamag-anak para humingi ng tulong.
Okay po. Salamat po sa inyong kooperasyon. At ako muli, si Ricardo.
And that's all for today. I'm Christian Joseph Policarpio, wholeheartedly for the Filipinos.
I'm Lorene Ebreo. Once again, this is ABM News.